And good afternoon to the Algerian Urology Society community. For this conference, I am very thankful for inviting me to deliver lecture on supine PCNL basics, 15 minutes, and the clinical implications and application in 15 minutes. I thank once again the Algerian Urology Society for giving me this opportunity. Particularly Dr. Crimo continuously in touch with me for last 6 months to do this program. Before I start the program, I'll briefly introduce the team and theatre. We are showing semi-live from the theatre. Dr. Rupa, radiologist, who will help in ultrasound. Dr. Soundarya, who made the presentation and very good in supine PCNL, urologist. And Dr. Niranj and Anil, who are our fellows. And other technical staff, Malesh, Sridhar, and Naresh, and Hari, and Anil. With this introduction, first I am showing on the patient what is the difference between supine PCNL and prone PCNL. My technician is helping. I am very thankful to him for lying down here. Basics, what I wanted to say is that this is the anterior part of the abdomen. This is the posterior part of the abdomen. When we do prone, we all know prone PCNL, turn completely prone. See, if this is the prone position, we have a fixed landmarks, that is the central part of the spine, everybody knows, and there is a erector spinae margin, everybody knows, and the rib which comes here, the rib angle, everybody knows that this is the renal angle tenderness we feel where the kidney is there. Now if you turn like this, okay, this is the part, entire thing is exposed in PCNL, prone. In supine, this much exposure is not there. For example, if I see here is the rib, 11th rib, here is the 12th rib. Now supine please. Now same patient, supine, if you sleep completely supine. If you sleep like this, nothing is seen. Nothing is seen. So supine PCNL is not supine PCNL. Tilt. This is the first basics, that you have to tilt. This is the abdomen. Nobody will puncture the kidney like this. No, transperitoneal. So when you go more posterior, safe. That's why we say turn. The moment you turn, you are seeing some ribs here. That is not sufficient. You have to bring to the edge of the table, come to the edge of the table, and then if you see from below, everything is visible. The only thing is that I have to sit and see this part. Everything is visible. More I turn, everything is visible. But you can't do puncture because the spine comes into position. That's why we make tilt little, 10 degree, 15 degree, 30 degree, 40 degree. If you want to see this part, 10 degree is enough. Lower pole. If you want to go to the upper pole, you need 40 degrees tilt. That is the first problem of supine PCNL. But it's not very difficult. There is an advantage. So if this part and this part, what is the anterior where you can go puncture? Here normally we will finish prone PCNL here. But in supine you can go here also, dangerous. So there should be a landmark after which you should not cross. That landmark is the posterior axillary line. That posterior axillary line should not be drawn in this position because axilla has gone somewhere. This axillary fold, if you draw, it will be into transperitoneal. That's not correct. So patient should get up, come down here, stand. So if the patient is in standing position before giving anesthesia, if you stand like this, his hands by the side This is the posterior axillary fold, this. So you should draw a mark here and iliac crest mark here. And ideally you should keep ureteric catheter like this, and then hold somebody like this and then draw a line. No, you don't hold. Draw a line. This is the true posterior axillary line. Lay down. So like that in standing position or in sitting position it should draw. If you don't draw like that, if you draw like this, it will go here. That is dangerous. So first thing is, depending on the need of the puncture, you have to turn. If the need is less, 15-10 degrees is okay. Second is, you need a landmark after which your needle should not be punctured. When you are like this, colon goes away. In fact, when you are like this, colon is away. But when you lie prone, on prone, see this bulge will come toward this side. But the only thing is that we rarely go crossing this line in prone. That's why we are safe. See, here is the rib. We usually puncture from these sides. Rarely go here in prone. But actually this bulge will make it more posterior column, but we don't go laterally here. Whereas in supine, we can go here, say that thing. This is the second important point. First is, make a landmark erector spinae, a rib. This is the rib tip, up to here it is there. This is the 12th rib. Then iliac crest we can mark like this, and this is the area which you have to puncture maximum. If the lower pole is here, you can take a puncture here and go in subcutaneous plane and go here. Don't worry about the crest, because crest will be deep. There will be muscle, so that your angle will come. Now, whenever you wanted to puncture, the first one I told is position. Now, second point is in the position, hold it. In supine PCNL, if you wanted to do ureteroscopy, straight. If you wanted to do ureteroscopy, your limbs have to be, get it. Your limbs have, get the stirrups. If your limbs have to be in lithotomy position. So for lithotomy, don't come. Just there. Okay. For lithotomy position, if you go from below, you can turn that side. Turn now. See, now both are available. Turn more and that side. See, this is lithotomy. This is lithotomy. This is prone. So you can do RIRS. You can do supine PCNL. That is ECIRS. If you don't want from below, you can keep it straight. That is one position. If you want from below, you can put like this. That is the second position. If you wanted too much from here, you can abduct this leg so that you can go like this with PCNL. Three positions. One is simple leg straight. Another is flex so that you can go from here. That leg also you flex so that some internal rotation can happen at the hip. And third position is straight. When you want to go more upper calyx from the lower calyx, this will come in the way. So simply put it like this. This 15 degrees extra edge is there with nephroscope. First point, the surface. Second point is the tilt. Third point, position of the limb. Various persons have given various names. Let us not go detail, but Valdivia sir, probably who is listening, maybe the conference, is the first person to invent. After that, Galdavaco, after that various positions have come, depending on the need. Now coming to the C-arm related picture. After that we will tell ultrasound. After that we will tell the cases. Now I have finished 5 minutes of my time. I have still 25 minutes, around 25 to 30 minutes of time. I will try to finish in time. Give me one artery forceps. Now whenever you see, now you have a posterior axillary line, you have iliac crest. All you need is, this is anterior, this is posterior. Needle can be anterior to this calyx, needle can be posterior to the calyx. you select the calyx, you puncture it. For example, this is an artery forceps posterior and this is the needle which is anterior. Both are in same plane if you degree 0 degree because it is capturing vertical image. Now you see here, come and go, Siam. Yeah, you see, Siam. Now the needle and the Siam. Needle and the artery forceps both are in the same line according to Siam. They are same line. But if you tilt this Siam to 30 degree up, whatever you do, they will get separated. That means if you see like this, both persons in same line, if you go and see like this, who is front, who is back, you will come to know. Now I was like this, 0, 0, 0, I was Siam, yeah. Now this is the position where they are equal. I don't know whether I am anterior to the stone. This is anterior, needle. This is posterior. Now you turn 0 degree, 0 degree, 0 degree, wait, 0 degree. See, now it is exactly same. Siam. Yeah, no, you can't see the needle. Now you turn 30 degree up. 30 degree up, show this, 30 degree up. What happens? The anterior will go down. See there. Siam. See, where is the, you shift entire thing. Wait, you come down. 0 degree again. 0 degree again. Siam. Come down. Siam. Yeah, Siam. I will keep it still down in the renal space. Siam. Yeah. Now this is anterior, this is now turn 30 degree. Slowly. Siam. See, the needle is going down. Siam. Needle is going down. Go up everything. So needle is going down. Yes, that's enough. Little. Siam. See, needle is down. So if you turn the Siam 30 degree towards the head end, anterior, if the needle is anterior, it will go down. If the stone is up and needle is down, that means your needle is anterior. Withdraw it, go more posterior like this. You see now, Siam, they will be together. See, that's all, they will be together. If you take out like this and then come anterior, it goes down. Siam, see, like that. That means somewhere in this, between these two, the stone is there. So you withdraw and go like this, or you go like this and come up. Which is safe? Anterior abdominal wall is not safe. Posterior is safe. So be like this. Siam. Now 0. Now you come. See here. Gradual ascent like this. So whenever you hit the calyx, that is the correct position. So first you go posterior, be safe, muscles will be there. After that you slowly come seeing the 30 degree. First you see 0 degree. Let it be on the line of the calyx. After that 30 degree, you go up, gradual ascent from posterior to anterior. Gradual ascent from posterior to anterior. Now I will show, Dr. Soundarya will show a live case, how the, yeah, that person. You see here, we will show same thing live how it comes. Now here, the posterior axillary line is drawn. This is the iliac crest. Now we are drawing a posterior axillary line. See, like that, this is fixed landmark. No need to confuse. Ureteric catheter is capped. Ideally, it should be in vertical position. Like that, you do it. See, now it is drawn. Now the patient position will be, this is the live surgery where we have recorded. See, now we are tilting. After tilting, important point is you have to keep this position by putting 3 liter saline and one at the buttocks level, another 1 liter saline. So that position is fixed. Now we will make the leg position. You can see now this gap is there, huge gap. This is the puncture. Now we are drawing the rib position and we are drawing the iliac crest again like this. That is the 11th rib. Now one leg will be put into the lithotomy, other leg without lithotomy, mild flexion like this, mild, so that you can do ureteroscopy without changing this position. Now we will show the puncture. Go to the puncture. Now see, this is the puncture. It is the calyx. This is the first 0 degree. Now posterior it has gone up. It is so fast. See, this is the first 0 degree. It is nicely lying. But when you come to 30 degree, just 30 degree and pause. See, now this is, see, this is 0 degree. This is the RGP. This is a 0 degree. Now you have turned up. Now this has gone up, means posterior. Now I will slowly bring here from posterior to, see, this is posterior. 30 degree up, posterior. 30 degree up, posterior. Now I will withdraw. See, I will withdraw. This is more posterior now. Onto the back of the table. Now what I will do? I will remove the needle and then go anterior. See, I have turned anteriorly. See, I am going anterior. It is oblique. See, gradually from below, above I am going. Now I will see the CM. It is almost in line. Now I will go 30 degree up. It is going a little below. That means posterior, anterior, little below. So now I will adjust. See, now this is in the line in 30 degree. I will adjust. So 30 degree cranial end will adjust, and so that it will be there into the system. Now once the system is there, water will come out. So same thing I will repeat here. You keep it in this position, needle. You always keep the needle, come that side, that hand should be always turned. This is the first position. Give me the marker. So this is the kidney, this is the calyx, this is the ureter. I will keep a mark in 0 degree like this. After that I will shift 30. If it is 30 up, means you are more posterior. So that you come and hit. So that you correctly hit it. 30 up, this up. If the needle up means posterior. If the needle down means anterior. That's all in supine PCNL. There is nothing. The only problem is there is no bull's eye technique. Only triangularization. Approximately you have to keep it for the lower calyx like this. Then iliac crest will come. You can keep mark here. No column will come here. You go like this. Like this. This part you travel below the skin. After that you reach here. Middle calyx will be perfect. And upper calyx will be, see here, you have to turn like this if you are planning upper calyx. See, you will stand this side. You will go from here, posterior, gradually come anterior, kidney moves, calyx moves, going. That movement of the kidney and calyx is very good in supine PCNL. In prone, kidney is fixed. In supine, it is freely moving. You show that video. This is supracostal puncture. Whenever you reach kidney, it moves freely and dips. It is dipping and then it goes inside easily. See the flexible scope here to fill this calyx. That is the advantage. Any calyx you can fill. In fact, flexible scope can see where the needle is coming from. It's more objective. Lot of prone PCNL persons say that it is not necessary. Why not? Now you see this go up the needle positions, these 3 needle positions, yes. You see here these needle positions to diagrammatic representation. This is the 0 degree, this is 0 degree. Next, if it is posterior, it will go above. If it is tilted to head end, upper part tilted to head end, this is receiver. Now next, if it is below, that means you are anterior, dangerous. Needle should be never below the stone in this position. Next, by chance, if you don't want to do prone type of PCNL, you can turn to your side also. You can turn to your side also. This is, if it goes away, it is posterior. If it goes towards the spine, it is anterior, exactly opposite of prone PCNL. Next, see, if it is going away from the spine, means it is anterior, it is not good. You may go into peritoneum. So this is the most important thing. Now, coming to in case of the difficult cases, there is always role of ultrasound. Dr. Rupa is the radiologist. She will put the probe. I will show how it is related. So that if you have that, you need not go here, here, here. Sometimes RGP will not be there. So bring this ultrasound. Now you see the position where the kidney is. Now we have drawn 12-3 by 11-3. Where the kidney is, they will show. Now this is the show there. See, that is the kidney anteriorly. You just this is below the liver. Wait. See, there is liver. You cannot puncture through the liver. This is the colon and show anterior kidney. See, this is the subcostal appearance of the kidney. No use for this entire kidney is seen. This is liver. If you go like this, liver will come. So she has to come more posterior. See, show there. That is anterior. Show there, anterior. That was the anterior. If you come posterior, see here. This is the posterior. As you come posterior, there is nothing. Skin, rectus sheath, and then kidney. Here, if you puncture, nothing will happen. The distance between the skin and the kidney is 2 centimeters. From the distance here to here is approximately 6 centimeters. So within 6 centimeters, you can reach the middle calyx from that position without any colonic injury. That means whatever the posterior axillary line we have drawn is correct. If I go from here, there is nothing wrong. Posterior is, the upper pole is posterior, lower pole is anterior. So if you go from here, both can be reached equally. Both can be reached equally. The same thing if you are prone, go prone, this same thing if you go prone, the inferior pole is more anterior. So you have to go deep like this. You see there. Automatically this is deep. See, to reach this, your depth is 6.32 centimeters. You have to go this long to go inferior calyx. That's why inferior calyx bleeding will be there. But whereas superior calyx is very nearby. That's why for superior calyx, puncture, prone is better. Superior calyx is just how much distance it is? Just, it is 3.84 centimeters only. So that's why if you wanted to puncture superiorly here, you can directly go from prone. If you want to go to inferior, you have to go deep. Whereas in supine, both are equal because you are lateral. Kidney will be like this at the most. Won't be like this. It's like this. So this area inside is same. So if you go from here, same. If you go from here, same distance. But both distances are equal. You can go to anterior, you can go to posterior. How? See, you see there. See, it is equal level. It is exactly vertical. See, exactly same upper and lower, same distance are there. This is the most important point. Now the last important, this is basics are over after this talk. After that I will go to presentation. I have taken approximately 15 minutes of time. In another 3-4 minutes basics will be over. Last point I wanted to do basics is, this is very very important. If you see the kidney in the middle pole, the anterior calyx is like this, posterior calyx is like this. If you see in the upper pole axial cut, there is no anterior, this is lateral. In the lower pole, if you see, there is no anterior posterior, it is lateral like this. There is a tissue here. There is no much tissue here. This is the most important difference between the middle calyx, upper calyx, lower calyx. But if you see vertically, they will be like this only in all the levels. At this level, this is. Then at this level, this. Then at this level, this. You are more interested in this than this. In upper calyx, you come in the most lateral part, it is okay. Wherever you come, you need not come like this. You come here, you come here, you come here, you come here, no problem. The vessels are always like this. In lower calyx also, you can come anywhere here, no problem, because vessels are here. But here there is a problem. In the middle calyx, if you want to go here, you have to go here. If you want to go here, you have to go here in prone. Imagine this is the back. How will you go in prone? Very easy like this. But if you want to go anterior, you have to travel this parenchyma, then the vessels may come here. That is the most important part. Whereas in supine, you will come, this is the prone, vertical tract. After that you go inside and turn like this. Whereas in supine, you will come from lateral Brodell's line, no vessels. You can go here, you can go here with needle. This is called aeroplane landing, this side or this side. Whereas this is helicopter landing, you have to land like this only. So in supine PCNL, you come in the entire avascular Brodell's area. No vessels are here. Only thing is tract is long. When compared to this tract is long. Nothing will happen. So you can turn the needle here, you can turn needle here. If you turn all, you can go like this. If you turn, you can go. But sometimes the calyx will be so deep like this in anterior, then you have to go only one calyx. You cannot choose both. That time if you go to posterior calyx, anterior stone will never come. Then what prone surgeons will do, they will hit like this. That is dangerous. When you go in between this parenchyma, dangerous. Better go like this. So that's why anterior calyx, clean this. Anterior calyx can be approached safely in supine PCNL because you are slightly lateral. Slightly lateral means not risking the colon below the posterior axillary line. So my basics semi-live is over. Now I will go to the cases. If you permit to log in from this, it will be nice. If you take 5 seconds, I will log in. Can you log in? So please accept my laptop so that I can show my cases properly. So before that I will conclude. Show here. Slide, lie down. I will conclude in 2 minutes. This is the anterior. This is the posterior. There is no word superficial and deep. There is no word superficial and deep in science. Anterior, posterior. In supine PCNL, patient will be anterior, respiration is anterior, face is anterior. The position is tilt depending on upper calyx puncture, middle calyx, lower calyx. If you tilt more, everything will come into picture. At that tilt, if you want to keep this leg in lithotomy, you can keep it lithotomy so that you can do flexible scope. That is ECIRS. You mark the 12th rib, you mark the posterior axial line, you are safe. Don't go anterior to this. If your needle goes, no problem, but dilatation should not be done. Select in this region only which you select in prone. Slightly lateral. Prone will be here, 1 centimeter lateral in supine, but you will go laterally. If this is the kidney, in prone it will be here superficial, here deep, whereas here it is same level. That's why you go posteriorly, tilt the C-arm that side. If the needle is in the upper part, that means you are posterior, safe, below the skin. Then you come slowly like this, move the kidney will move. Then go to it, calyx will move, calyx will dip. That means you are going correctly in. Then come back to 030. If both positions, if it is only one you remember, this tilt up. The needle is here means you are posterior. Needle is here means you are anterior. That's all. Nothing else to remember. 030 up. After that you puncture. If you have doubt in children, you take the ultrasound, mark the external markings, measure the depth, puncture it. If you are obese patient, if this thigh is coming, you can strap it like this, strap it. All this abdomen will go away. And you can start from the iliac crest below to puncture the lower calyx. Initial parts, the muscle you travel, after that nothing will happen. No major vessel will come here. The major argument of colonic injury, major argument of bleeding are not there in supine if you follow the principles. Only disadvantage is if you want to puncture anything most medial. Why you want to puncture most medial? A most medial calyx, most medial calycial diverticular stone, where you want to puncture vertically onto the stone, supine is difficult. Very medially located, very medially. For example, malrotated kidney is there, it turned and the calyx is anterior and most of its back, it doesn't make difference. Calyx is shifting more laterally. If calyx is shifted more medially, where will it happen? One is medial diverticulum, second thing is inferior calyx, most medial calyx. Inferior most medial calyx will be here. In that case you need access. You turn like this. It is difficult because this is coming in picture. If you are in prone, that will not come. And last point which I wanted to enlighten is, in the middle calyx, this is the anterior, this is the posterior, this is the back. In a prone PCNL, you come like this, you come like this, maximum you come like this. In prone PCNL, if you want to puncture anterior calyx, you have to go like this, like this, like this. There is no other way. In supine PCNL, you can come like this, you can go like this. This distance is only 1 centimeter. That's all. This is the basics. Puldiviasar is detected. I have already explained this. This is the position. We have already explained. This is also explained. See how the supine PCNL needle can go anteriorly and posteriorly. You can go anterior, you can go posterior. Now this is the position of this thing, C-arm. This already I told, all these slides are over. Now see how needle can be seen through the flexible scope if you want to put the flexible scope. Now this is retrorenal column where you wanted to go most medial puncture. You observe this video. This is the malrotated kidney, anteriorly malrotated. There is a small window here. Still you can do supine PCNL. See, this is the picture of the IVP, malrotated kidney. All these calyces are anterior. Now I have tilted the patient more. Now I have used ultrasound where there is no colon. It is more posterior to the posterior axillary line. Yes, see how much posterior I am. See, this is the stone, and between the between the skin there is nothing in ultrasound. Now I am ready to puncture. See, I have gone more posteriorly, like this. Go more posterior fast. Now the guide wire has gone inside. Now you have dilated. This is like horseshoe kidney. So if you want to do more posterior, see, this is the access sheath, and you go inside, the stone is seen. This is the ultrasound guided retrorenal colon almost. Now, the disadvantage of supine PCNL is this kinking. If you have this kink, always keep extra guide wire in the PCS so that you can withdraw it and guide. Remember the original angle of insertion into the PCS. Then this type of kinks can be avoided. This long length makes you uncomfortable in the beginning. Now this is the position direction of lithotripsy is your hand is below. You can sit and do the lithotripsy. Superior calycial stone reached from the lower calyx easily. See, from here you can reach here. Not a problem. See, this is the video where you have reached the access sheath from the lower calyx to the upper calyx. It is easy in supine PCNL because lower calyx and upper calyx are equal level in whereas in prone PCNL you cannot reach easily. It will be always difficult. You have to look up. Here you are looking down. I can nicely put the stone in the upper calyx and take it out. This is stone fragments coming out by themselves. If you put water from below, they will be coming out because you are below. Your hand is below, your scope is below. Now, endoscopic intrarenal surgery, you see here, there are multiple stones, huge system. You have dilated, gone inside, punctured, and removed 4-5 stones. Now see, these stones are removed by supine PCNL, secondary stone. Now you are not able to go to upper calyx. Now see, the flexible scope has come. It has gone into upper calyx, caught this basket, and it is giving to the nephroscopy sheath. Where will you get this advantage? In only supine PCNL with ECIRS, endoscopic combined intrarenal surgery. Now see this complex system. One stone here, one stone here, one stone here, one stone here. Now see, you have done inferior calycial puncture. You have gone. You have finished this stone. Now what about other stones? Now flexible scope will come. See, this is the maximum torque outside. This is the view. So now the flexible scope will come. See, the flexible scope will come. Now see, the flexible scope has come. It has seen the stone and it will take out the basket, all these stones, and give to the PCNL person. So multiple stones, small stones, see, like that he will relieve. This is a Dakota basket. Now PCNL surgeon will take it out. You need not make powder. You need not make large amount of time. Complete stagger like this. You see, this is the last case I will show. Bifid system. Without 2 punctures, can you remove it? No. But in supine PCNL, we can take it out. See, 1 puncture lower, and then after removal, see, this is the flexible scope coming from in, going up like this. See, we are not able to see from PCNL track. Now the flexible scope will come in. This is the flexible scope as broken into pieces. This is nephroscopic view. This is flexible scope view. This is nephroscopic view. Large fragment is picked up. 2-3 times if you pick up, you can avoid the, if it is not coming out, make into fragments. Don't make powder. 4-5 fragments with high energy and take with the tri-prong and give to the nephroscope person. So this is the smallest child that is reported done by us. It is also reported in the literature. You pushed contracts for RIRS, contrast has leaked. Then we did PCNL, same concept. Only thing is dilatation, you have to be careful. There is a lumbar hernia here. See, there is a window between the colon and the this kidney. So don't worry about this previous history of pyelolithotomy. Go to the most medial inferior calyx like this and take out the stone. Horseshoe kidney also, see, this is the picture. RGP in supine PCNL, beautiful calyces are seen, no overlapping. And see these 2 most medial punctures. malrotated kidney, anterior in horseshoe kidney, no problem. You come like this. It is possible. See here, this is the posterior axillary line and this is the sheath. With this, I conclude my talk and follow standard principles in supine PCNL. Start with simple cases. Be willing to adapt the change. Don't say I cannot do it. Try so that in some cases like obese patient, breathlessness and multiple stones, if you are very good in RIRS, you can, if you are very good in PCNL, you can combine both, reduce the punctures, reduce the tract sizes and finish the cases. More important, water will drain out. So in sepsis, pyonephrosis also, you can attempt because water will be coming out. So some people say change is constant, embrace it. There are various methods of skinning the cat, but you adapt to the patient benefit only because of ECIRS. So keep it simple. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. On behalf of Preeti Hospital, we thank Algerian Urology Society for allowing me to explain this supine PCNL and ECIRS today.
Very target in this way. So if you have anything to say us as a take-home message for the Algerian young urologists, this moment.
To all the Algerian Urology Society, science is constantly changing. Urology is technical dependent. Equipment is changing every day to day. Scopes are becoming small. So go to the mentors who do daily different type of work like robotic, laparoscopy, supine PCNL, RIRS, mini PERC, micro PERC. Watch it. When you have patients, try no harm. Have the good basic principles. Update yourself. Like cell phone, we have changed so much. 20 years back, there is no WhatsApp, there is no Facebook, there is no forwarding message. Now everybody knows, even children knows. So keep changing, adapt to the new things, and all the best for you. If any of you want to come to India, most welcome. Hi Crimo, and most welcome, and we are already ready to exchange. Even now love to come to Algeria and try to learn from all the seniors like Khalid sir, everybody. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for your time. So we do our best all the time. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.